Let me once again reintroduce all of our reporters. We have Shivani Sharma, Amit Bharadwaj, Pranay Upadhyay. Here in the studio with me is Gaurav Sawant, and also joining us is Sandeep Unitan. Sandeep, what do you make of the kind of messaging involved here? Both Prime Minister Modi and President Putin know the importance of sending across a message of this friendship, of the warmth and the relationship that they share, and know exactly who's watching.
Absolutely, Akshada. And it seems to be a replay of what they did at Tianjin, that armored limousine. We don't know yet which car they're going to travel in. Is it going to be President Putin's Aurus limousine? It is the Russian equivalent of the US President's Beast that's also going to be here in Delhi, we are told. We don't know if it's going to be that car that they'll travel in, or is it going to be Prime Minister Modi's armored vehicle. But the fact is that the Aurus is believed to be here in Delhi, and it is one of a kind vehicle that the Russians have produced in the last 5 or 6 years. It's an armored vehicle. It's almost 7 tons, and that is something, and it can basically withstand any kind of attack from, rocket-propelled grenades, machine guns, armor-piercing rounds, and even it's believed to be anti-tank resistant. So that is one vehicle that we're going to be seeing in Delhi in the next couple of days. So it is very interesting, the fact that the Prime Minister is choosing to ride with President Putin shows the warmth of this relationship, really. It's unlike any other relationship. It's unlike any other, state visit even. And I would go so far as to say that this is the most consequential visit possibly in India in the 21st century. Given the times that we are in right now, Russia is in the middle of a war. India is facing unprecedented diplomatic pressure, tariffs from the United States, and is being forced to choose, take a side. And India is choosing to do what is in India's supreme national interest. So that is really what we're going to be seeing over here, an independent Indian foreign policy, India choosing to take the path that suits its national interests more. Akshita.
Very true. And the messaging here is very important. It's a short visit by President Putin to India, but one that's loaded with messaging, loaded with symbolism. And there's a lot of mention of that, by the way, in the interview that we will be airing at 9 p.m. tonight. Yes, we're counting down to Putin touching down in the national capital, but we're also counting down to the biggest interview of 2025, that big world exclusive where we've spoken to Vladimir Putin, and this by far is the longest interview he's ever done, 100-minute long interview where he sat down, took every single issue, every global issue that he's addressed. That's coming up at 9 p.m. tonight. So you'll hear from the man himself about why his visit is so crucial to India. Gaurav, we've also got our panelists with us on this broadcast. We've got Lieutenant General Tiny Dhillon. General Dhillon, I'd like to begin with you on this broadcast as well. Of what to you, sir, makes this visit so crucial for both India and Russia, I'd say?
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening to Gaurav and the fellow panelists and your viewers. India, Russia, and before that, India, Soviet Union. We go back a long way in history, in our relationship, in our cultural exchanges, and more important than anything else, in this diplomatic world, the mutual faith we have, the mutual trust we have with each other. Russia का नाम आने से दिल में लगता है कि किसी अच्छे आदमी की बात कर रहे हैं. He will stand by us, he will not let us down. Whereas, as we all know, in today's international diplomacy, believing someone is very difficult. Today's friend can be tomorrow's enemy, whereas Russia has always proved to be a friend, and friend on whom you can rely. 1971 war, Goa liberation, or even after that. And practically after independence, our all three defense forces, if we are so strong today, the basis of the strength of our armed forces was basically because Soviet Union provided us all the wherewithal in terms of equipment and what have you. So we have a great relationship, not only in defense, also in cultural relationship. I remember when I was in Russia, I've been there 2-3 times. Once in Red Square, I was walking, and since I wear a turban, I can be identified from far away. An old Russian man walked up to me and he said, "Mr. Singh, India?" I said, "Yes." And he started humming. Mera juta hai Japani, meri patloon, Englishstani, sir pe laal topi, Rusi, fir bhi dil hai Hindustani. They are so fond of our music, they're so fond of our soft power. And I think it's a great relationship. And Mr. President Putin's visit to India is coming at a very crucial time when there are a lot of churning going around in international relations. And it couldn't have come at any time other than this. I think it's a golden opportunity to reap the best output from this visit. And I'm actually looking forward to it. And as the program goes by, we'll discuss more about it.
And I hope you're also looking forward to our exclusive, General Dillon.
Yes,
That's at 9 p.m.
Absolutely.
Where we're going to be hearing from Putin on exactly what you spoke of the warmth that India and Russia share. Gaurav, we constantly hear this term, when you describe the India-Russia story, all-weather friend, all-weather dost. Define that for us, Gaurav. You've been to Russia, and like General Dillon says, there's a very deep connect, people-to-people connect that you get to see on ground.
So, before the 1971 war, India and Russia and then Soviet Union actually signed a pact, which was a mutual defense pact. And that meant an attack on India would have meant an attack on Soviet Union, and that they would defend us. So when the Americans were trying to put pressure on India and they sent in their fleet in the Indian Ocean, the Russians sent in their fleet. To ensure that the Chinese don't trouble us, they had two divisions on the Sino-Soviet border. And that ensured that India was able to ensure the birth of Bangladesh and the liberation of Bangladesh and, that operation. Subsequently, let me talk about the Kargil war. India wanted T-90 tanks. Russia took T-90 tanks out of its armor and gave it to India. A nuclear submarine. No other country in the world is willing to lease a nuclear submarine. Russia has done that for India. Our own nuclear submarine, the kind of technology they've shared with us. Fighter pilot Su-30 MKI, Russian aircraft now made in India, MiG-21, MiG-27, the entire MiG series and Su series of aircraft, our aircraft carrier, our submarines. So there's so much of defense cooperation between India and Russia. Now that's one part of the story. The kind of technology they're willing to give you, the kind of access they're willing to give you, and the kind of, emotionally their people want to come and spend time with you, learn about our culture, learn about our way of life, and the close partnership between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Putin personally. That's also taking this relationship to a new level, to a higher level, that level of trust that the two enjoy. So people to people, government to government, now we need to see whether business to business, it expands.
Very true.